shimmering, shimmering, glimmering. The sound of black flies flutters across the snowy screen, trickling through the shadows of 11-year-old Charlie's bedroom. But the room itself, from glow-in-the-dark star ceilings to comet-covered floors, empty. A tiny hand curls around a wooden door. A resentful child listens through the dark.
Charlie, we have to leave now, son. We're already late. Charlie, there's leftover pizza in the fridge. Now Mrs. Winterbourne will be here any minute. We won't be too late, but bedtime is still 10 o'clock, young man. If you need to call us, the restaurant's number is on the fridge. We love you, son. Good night.
Charlie turns off the black flies and listens. Only the sound of wind curling off the house. Step by step, the only son of a surgeon and a salesman makes his way down the 17 stairs to the front hall, cautiously moving as if this were not his home. But he knows every brick, every petal to every rose in the lake of red surrounding the house, every rose and thorn. When Charlie was young, he would forget the dangers of running through them, playing with and chasing bumblebees. All the way from his knees down would be the tone of that pigment, silently sliding down the skin, soaking the socks and sending that queasy, uneasy feeling of sick. But nothing like tonight, waiting in his dad's favorite chair, waiting for Winterbourne, remembering the feeling he had at school that day. Dr. Emily Stowe Public School is the place to separate fact from fiction. During the first break of the day, the brothers Kevin and Kelsey stroll through the dandies and sunshine.
I heard your parents are going to some party tonight. I guess that means you'll be home alone, just like in that movie. Well, not quite. They've got this sitter coming over. Oh, is it Paula? She lets you stay up late and she's got big boobs.
The trio laugh.
No, it's some old lady, Mrs. Winter something.
Kevin and Kelsey stop laughing. Looking at each other, Kevin whispers, Winterbourne.
Charlie, we've heard stuff about Winterbourne. Weird stuff. She sat Shane's story sister Stephanie told us all about it. Hey Kevin, hand Charlie that roll of loops you have. The candy, I almost forgot. You'll need these. She loves candy.
The bell rings and the children scatter and scurry. Kelsey hands Charlie the tiny silver tube.
Oh, and Charlie, you might also want to remember she hates to get wet.
Ding dong, says the front door to the old house. Charlie races back up into the darkness from where he came. Ding dong, it repeats to his hiding inhabitor. He runs all the way up to his parents' room, ducking beneath the bed. It is there that Charlie waits and listens, tearing open the candy loops. Charlie cups a cherry one into his mouth. The front handle creaks clockwise, allowing the wind to pick up and settle as a small silhouette slips round the oak.
Charles? Charles?
It calls again.
It's me. It's Mrs. Winterbourne. Are you upstairs? Come on down, Charles. I have something for you.
Upon hearing this, Charlie sinks further into the spare blankets under their bed, her voice sounding like 50 fingernails on a rust, scratching fear and fright along the house's wood floors, picking and biting all the way to the front doors, where it finds a shadowed frame from which to fan. Charlie thinks again of Weston Road. 234 Weston Road is where Kevin and Kelsey told Charlie to go if he wanted to get a look at what was waiting for him that night. Sun-bleached curtains and walls, dead leaves and lawn, But it wasn't until he saw the name on the mailbox that he ran all the way home. Little good did it do him now. He was no longer alone.
Why, Charles, there you are. I'm Mrs. Winterbourne. It's very nice to meet you.
Hi, ma'am. Charlie manages.
Why don't you come a little closer? Let's have a look at you.
Charlie didn't move.
Don't worry, little one. It's okay. I won't bite. Here, I have something for you.
She looks rather odd for an old lady, thought Charlie.
Do you like sweets, young man? These ones are my favorite. Want to try?
She extends a candy surrounded by claw. It looks even older than she. I'm not supposed to take candy from strangers.
Oh, dearie, I'm no stranger. I'm Mrs. Winterbourne. Now why don't you show an old lady where she can touch up her face?
Tries to avoid it, but she places her hand on his back.
What a polite young man. What a dear.
It's right through here, ma'am, through the kitchen. As Charlie walks back into the front hall, he notices the dead leather she ties to her feet. They're rather large, something Dad would wear. The bathroom door opens and Mrs. Winterbourne steps out wearing a wide grin.
Now then,
coming up from behind him.
How about a little telly?
Moving into the living room, they find the idiot box and give it life.
Would you mind turning down the lights? My cataracts hurt.
Sure. Not quite knowing what cataracts were, Charlie dims the lights.
So, Charles, how was school today?
It's okay. Kevin picked me for partners for a presentation.
Kevin Chamberlain? Tubby, filthy Kevin Chambers, sissy. You shouldn't be spending time with brats like Kevin and his brother. They'll turn you into one of them. You're a sweet young man, like sugar, you know, and they'll turn you into a liar and scum. Now go upstairs and run a bath, and old Mrs. Winterbourne will make you a snack before you slink off to sleep.
17 left rights takes Charlie to the top of the stairs. As he passes his parents' room, he sees a message on the machine, but I didn't even hear the phone ring. Hello, Sharon. It's Joelle Chamberlain, Kevin's mother. Kevin said that a Mrs. Winterbourne is looking after Charlie tonight. She's not what she seems. She may harm him. Call me back the moment you get this.
Oh no.
Charlie races to the bathroom and turns the water on full blast. Gotta call Mom and Dad. Creepily, sneakily, Charlie tiptoes down the stairs. No sign of her into the kitchen. He looks to the fridge for the number of the restaurant, only to find it smeared away. But the young son of a surgeon sees something else. Hunter Green, heat, broil, $4.50. Oh no, again and again. The salesman's only one bolts towards the front door, only to find it locked and chewed, scratched and shut. White footprints track the path of the beast down to the basement where he assumes she hides waiting, like him but for a different prize. Charlie runs back up the stairs into the bathroom, turns off the water and locks the door from inside.
I can't believe my eyes. Am I going to die? Only if I stay here glued to the floor. Oh no. Then Charlie sees something that stops him in his tracks. Footprints everywhere, all around him. Oh no, he could barely whisper. She's upstairs. Then something like a hiss bends the air behind him. You're not wet yet, young man. It was too late for Charlie. With amazing speed, the monster grabs him and pulls him to the floor. Kicking and screaming, Charlie is dragged down the hall, her green rubber gloves glimmering and shimmering. Her grip unbreakable. Openly swinging goes the bathroom door as Charlie is pushed inside. With a rubber-clad digit, it points to the tub. Now you know what that's for. Get in and scrub. Gathering all of his strength, Charlie whispers, "No, I won't." Oh, but young man, you must understand that in order to cook you must be clean. I guess young boys know nothing of mealtime things. Even though you say no, you still must abide. So, directly inside the tub he was thrown. Thinking quickly, Charlie reaches for the candy loops and holds them out of the water. Oh my, what's this? What are you doing with candy, boy? Give it to me. Charlie slides the shiny tube of sugar across the bathroom floor, pulls his head from the water, finally drawing air into his lungs. The monster runs after it like a cat over mouse. Shocked by the monster's distraction, Charlie knows this is his only chance. He turns the taps on full blast. So Winterbourne, I hear you hate to get wet. Well, it's a good thing Dad hasn't fixed the faucets yet. Turning these knobs too far means that they won't turn back. I guess you didn't know that. You say something, boy? Charlie rises out of the now overflowing bath, keeping an eye to the left and making a dash to the door, knocking the beast to the floor as he goes. You think you can run, small one? Think I can't run you down? Do you think a simple door of splinters will keep you safe from harm? Handle locked and door shut. The water continues to build. Winterbourne realizes she's become trapped as the bathtub continues to spill. Blast you, kid. Didn't think you had the nerve. Okay, you win. Let's begin again. Why don't you open the door? Holding tightly, Charlie keeps it closed. It screams and curses. It throws and pushes. Thanks to the water, the lock, and the child, the creature hardly has a prayer. Through the keyhole, it begs and pleads. Charles, dear, please open the door. It's Mrs. Winterbourne. It's me. How can you do this to your nanny? I said open the bloody door. Open the door. Open it now, please. Open it. Open it. With a little extra effort, the lock pops, and in walks a surgeon and a salesman.
just past the chime of 11. They spot a small child curled up in the dark. He's crying and sobbing and shaking, and he lifts his head.
Charlie, what's wrong? Where has Winterbourne gone?
Not Mrs. Winterbourne. Upstairs in the bathroom. The tub, the floor, the door. Mr. Hurst runs upstairs to look for the sitter. Mrs. Hurst runs through the dark to little Charlie.
It's been a long night, hasn't it, son?
Burying his head into her arms, remembering her voice's scratchy biting, then knocking. Not a peep, nor a whisper came from behind the splinters.
Mrs. Winterbourne, it's Mr. Hurst. Are you all right?
Mr. Hurst tries to look through the keyhole, only to find a fog. Mr. Hurst pushes open the door and is instead greeted by smoky white water. It rushes out into the hall, taking with it a monster who enjoyed eating the small, the young, and the scared, and leaving behind the only pair of green rubber gloves so long.
I wonder what those are for,
says Mr. Hurst, as he stares through the door, questioning whatever became of a night with Mrs. Winterbourne. Charlie was absent from school the next day. His friends are all worried about him. They didn't know if the monster had won. Kevin and Kelsey waited after school near the ball diamond. The sun begins to set. They start to get upset. Then they start to run. They see him come from around a mound.
Hey, Charlie! Charlie! What happened? Was it her? Did you use the candy? Are you okay?
Yeah, guys, thanks. And thanks for the candy. You're lifesavers. I don't think she'll be bothering anyone anymore. Was she scary? Did you cry? Guys, it's been a long day, and I'm tired of all of it. I just came back to tell you I'm fine. Charlie hands Kevin the candy. They don't taste as good as before, do they? With that being said, the trio part ways across the field as crickets come out, saying that night is a-falling. This is the end of the day. So all the children return to your homes and go to sleep under autumn's night. You'll be safe and warm, away from winter's born troubles and thorns and bites.